Greetings all. Happy Easter. This will be our Easter special, I guess you could call it. And I was trying to decide what I wanted to do. That, like, as major holidays come along, it'd be kind of cool to do something sort of special. So just as we set out with this game to try and figure out some of the facts of World of Tanks and what makes the game tick, how do things work, well, no sooner did I think that I saw a headline that was exactly what I was looking for. And so with it being Easter is about Jesus of Nazareth. It's like, hey, let's see what we can do with this. Now, before we go too much farther, this game here is one of me playing the LTG, which is a tank that I love. It's nice and low to the ground. The gun's pretty good. It's not as good of a combat scout as what the French auto-loading scouts are, and I do prefer them by far, but this has been a fun tank. Here's the problem, though. My win rate is terrible in it. I think I'm somewhere around a 45% win rate, where most of my light tanks I'm up in the probably nominally about 60. So I don't know if it's me, and my win rate's pretty good with it, so I don't think I'm completely to blame, but this is just a great game of what typically happens, and I make plenty of mistakes that you'll see throughout this, but yeah, keep watching. It's kind of interesting. So what I've done is I found that kind of by accident, I found an article that goes through and talks about 10 historical facts about Jesus from non-Christian sources. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. So I wouldn't be able to go through and read all 10 of them in this discussion here. So I grabbed 5 of them that I thought were the most interesting. And I have the article link below if you want to go out and look at it. So here we go. Here are the 5 facts that come to us from non-biblical sources. First, he was crucified under Pontius Pilate. This fact comes to us from one of the most trusted historians of the ancient world. Cornelius Tacitus was born in AD 56 and served as a respected senator and proconsul of Asia under Emperor Vespasian. He wrote a history of the first century Roman Empire, which many historians consider to be the pinnacle of Roman historical writing. He notes, Christus, from whom the name had its origin, suffered the extreme penalty during the reign of Tiberius at the hands of one of its procurators, Pontius Pilate. Oh yeah, check this out here. This E75 goes out in the middle. I actually would have liked to have gotten more shots into him, but get a good tracking shot right. Oh, they got the tracking shot. I retrack him, unfortunately, missing the actual damage dealing shot, and then he gets run into. And it's about this point I'm realizing that I can't really push around the north here. I'm trying to keep those TDs lit, or I was trying to keep those TDs lit. Just no shots were getting in on them because I think they were already safe. So now I'm going to cut down through the middle here, now that the center of the map looks to be cleared out. And I'm not sure what happens right here. I must... Well, I guess that isn't the stop. What? Ah, yeah, right here. I just kind of stop, and I don't remember what was going on. Anyway, number 2. His crucifixion was accompanied by a darkness and an earthquake. This fact was originally recorded by a Samaritan historian named Thalius, who was alive at the same time as Jesus, from AD 5 to AD 60. He wrote a 3-volume history of the first century Mediterranean world, which unfortunately no longer exists. But before his writings were lost, he was cited by another ancient historian, Julius Africanus, in AD 221. Africanus described Thalius' account of what happened during Jesus' crucifixion. On the whole world there pressed a most fearful darkness, and the rocks were rent by an earthquake, and many places in Judea and other districts were thrown down. Number 3. His disciples believed that he rose from the dead. In his commentary regarding the disciples' reaction to Jesus' death, Josephus recorded, Jesus' disciples reported that he had appeared to them 3 days after his crucifixion, and that he was alive. Number 4. He had many Jewish and Gentile disciples. Josephus wrote, "And many people from among the Jews and other nations became his disciples. Pilate condemned him to be crucified and to die, and those who had become his disciples did not abandon discipleship." Number 5. His disciples believed he was a god, and they met regularly to worship him. Pliny the Younger lived from AD 61 to 113, and was an influential lawyer and magistrate of ancient Rome. In a letter to Emperor Trajan, he wrote, "They, the Christians, were in the habit of meeting on a certain fixed day before it was light, when they sang in alternate verses a hymn to Christ, as to a god, and they bound themselves by solemn oath not to any wicked deeds, but never to commit any fraud, theft, or adultery, never to falsify their word, nor deny a trust when they should be called upon to deliver it up." So there are 5 historical facts from non-Christian sources regarding Jesus, and most notably, that around the Easter holiday. I think maybe the next one I'll do is Memorial Day is coming up here in the U.S., and so I think I might do something with that one next. So jumping back to the game here, this is a very typical LTG game for me. Things just kind of fall apart. I'm in a light tank, so my ability to confront the evils of the red team directly are somewhat limited. And at this point I'm making my way back to try and take out the artillery. I know the Lorraine is straight ahead of me here, and so I'm hoping I either catch him on the move or catch him sitting there not paying attention. Ah, there he is. Get a shot in here on him. Try and get the second shot. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy. Got in the shot. Now let's see if I can keep moving crossways. Keep his shot boom large. Excellent. Okay, he misses. Now where's that M12 at? I'll try shaking him off here, but... And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thanks for watching our Easter special today. Check out some of the other videos on the channel. If you like what you see, subscribe, and we'll keep that content coming.